We had the pleasure to see Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. What was your thoughts on the film? Did
I
you like it?
liked it.
You liked it.
Yeah. I loved it actually.
What
So,
did you like about it?
well, I don't know. I like because I guess I like the first one, and you know me. You always talk about how I am with movie. I guess I just watch the movie. I ain't in depth in the movies like everyone else. So I think the
It's
show
not just you.
is not just me.
Mm-mm.
I think overall I liked everything about it. It's not like one particular part I like more than the other. I didn't have any parts that I didn't like, honestly. Set. I know with me with endings, I hate every ending of any movie, any show. So other than that, I don't know. I really don't have no best moments or least favorite moments.
We're gonna get back to the movie in a second. What she mean when she say she don't like the endings? She want a never-ending story. She need a definitive end.
It,
It ain't okay with just this. It's just the fade to black. Not okay.
mm,
She need to know what happened next.
yeah,
Like where they go after the funeral? Like
man.
if it's a car crash and the main character dies, she's like, so did they get a new car? But um, I always lambast her movie watching, her TV watching skills. She has zero skills in watching TV or movies, and it's all about preference. Let me say that it's all about preference. And what I mean by that is that movie's hot shit.
Oh,
It was hot garbage. I didn't have it. Didn't have for me personally. It didn't have one redeeming quality. It was one of the worst movies I ever seen in my life. I tell people that it's like the Color Purple comic book.
yeah. I'm about to say you didn't like the women.
It wasn't not one good nigga on that movie. M'Baka, he was real thorough in the first Black Panther, and then the first Black Panther came out pre Me Too, pre where the women officially took over.
Right. Yeah.
So it was a lot more masculinity in the first Black Panther. First again, shout out to Chadwick Boseman. Um, the franchise died with him. It's over for Black Panther. For me personally, it's top three, bottom three Marvel movies. Down there with the second Thor. Really, this new Thor could be down there too, but definitely the second Thor and Captain Marvel. It went too feminist. It's too much. It's too much melanin strength in here. Too
Yeah.
too much. Too much. I'm a black woman. I can do it by myself. I didn't like it. The story was bland, and I was disappointed in Ryan Coogler for this direction he took with the film. He's a fantastic director. He did the first Black Panther. The first Black Panther is one of my favorite comic book movies. I ain't gonna do too many spoilers, but I think they could have did a better representation of T'Challa.
Mhm.
Um, Daniel, I forgot his name. He the dude who played the main character on Get Out. He had a
Okay.
he had a prominent role in the first one. He wasn't in the film. I don't know exactly why he wasn't, but every man in the film was subordinate.
Yeah.
Every man in the film was the woman. They was eye candy. They was like me. Like when y'all see us sitting next to each other, I'm just here to look pretty.
Yeah.
I bring nothing to the table. She called all the shots. That's how that movie was.
You don't think they just going with the flow of things? I say this, and I think I said this kind of like mid year. Like it's cliche to say, and I'm only saying it because I feel like the push was because this is the year of the woman. I'm not saying it in a cliche way,
mhm.
but I'm saying it in the sense of it's the push of the black woman. Like I think mid year I said, if you're a black woman, you probably can get anything right now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's I'm saying on your job, anything, anything. And it might have been mid year or the end of last year that I said that. So it just seemed like it continued with that, where the black woman was put on the forefront.
When you say the year of the woman, like what exactly do you mean?
I just feel like there was a shift because somehow women could ask for anything and they was getting it. Women was getting in better positions at work, like making money that they never thought that they would make ever. And I say that coming from a perspective of looking at really more social media than talking to people, because people share most of their life on social media.
Right.
So when I say that to me, it just became super trendy and up there. And I thought that how is that? But I mean, I just feel like that's definitely how it was.
And so you think that carries over into the direction of this film?
Yeah, I mean, they stand with the current. They stand with the flow of things, because other than that, and I don't know how the actual comic book was of Black Panther, but how could they have done it differently?
They'd had a marginalized men. Like, if you think about it, it was two men in the whole film. It was three men in the movies with names.
Yeah.
M'Baka, Namor, and then the white dude from the CIA or whatever. It was only three men in the movie with names, and they all was subordinate. Like, they all was like, you know what I'm saying? We got to have a man in here.
Yeah. And you don't notice that you see that like going on right now.
But my thing is, we want to have a good movie.
Yeah.
You can have a movie that has lead women characters without the movie being garbage.
Right.
I don't think they did Shuri's character justice. She had the character. There was no depth in any character on the film. Like, no character had, even with Namor. They tried to do his backstory. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just the feminist angle. It was the Namor. How they tried to make him an endearing figure. They tried to make him Killmonger-like, where Killmonger had a legitimate gripe about how he felt like the people in Wakanda was withholding resources that could liberate the black people who was in the diaspora across the world. Right. So he was what they call an anti-hero, or somebody who was polarizing. Mm-hmm. Some people cheered for him, some people went for him. Mm-hmm. They felt that he had a righteous cause, even if he went about it wrong in some people's eyes. Yeah. So they tried to do the same thing with Namor, talking about how his family got destroyed, how they got colonized. It's getting old. Let's blame the white man. Yeah. Let's blame the white man for everybody's problem. Mm-hmm. And when they try to create this false sense of parity between us and other nations and shit. Mm-hmm. And they use film to do it. They always use us as a catalyst for all sorts of things, but I just don't think the story was told that good. It was no standout acting to me. Right. The introduction of T'Challa Jr. scene, that was one of the worst, end credit scenes ever. Yeah. They could have got one of the little goofy boys off TikTok who knew how to act. That little boy, like, he was scared. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was just unbelievable. That he had a son and shit. Like, and it made a gang of money. I looked at Rotten Tomatoes usually for myself, a reputable site where I go to see how I feel about certain films and ratings. And I think it got like 78% fresh, which is high. Oh. But it's trash. For me, it's trash. And it's, for me, it possibly could be the nail in the coffin for the Marvel franchise as far as I'm concerned. I get super hyped to see that shit. Yeah. We was leaving Vegas and we literally almost missed the plane to see the first, what was it? Endgame. Yeah. We almost, no, it was Infinity. The first one with Thanos. We was in Vegas and I said, I got to see this fucking movie before we leave. And we almost missed the plane. And I don't have that affinity for the series no more. It's getting too liberal. It's getting too, it's pandering. So are you saying from here on out, you're going to wait for it to drop on Netflix or Hulu or? First off, any real nigga know they go to Disney Plus. Oh, well. First off. So